We are back now with Lauren Conrad, the television star and author, is known for sharing her fashion and her beauty secrets, and now she's revolutionizing the way you plan parties with her new book, and it's called Celebrate. Welcome to GMA.
Thanks for having me.
And I know you have more than a new book to celebrate. You just celebrated a special birthday.
I did. I turned 30.
And how did you decide to celebrate it?
I actually just finished this book, and I had been doing parties all year, so the last thing I wanted to do was plan another party, so I went on vacation.
Nice. Very nice. Well, and by the way, you're not supposed to plan your own 30th. Hopefully you had a nice husband or friend or family to help you.
Yeah, well, they planned dinners and stuff for me, so it was good.
How is marriage? Congratulations.
Thank you. It's good.
How did you find time 2 years into a marriage? I've written 2 books. It is hard work, and you've written 3 books. This one's on planning parties. You actually do have to create the party to photograph it.
Yes. It was 12 different parties in this book, including wedding and my bridal shower and our housewarming party, so it was all kinds of different parties, but yeah, I had a lot of cake.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Well, that's life is about eating a little bit of cake. I do want to talk to you about one thing that a lot of people worry about when planning parties, and that's the money.
Yes.
And you have some very practical advice. We're going to use this party that you have in your book, which is gorgeous. It's a Moroccan-themed brunch. So can you give me an idea on how you determine the cost splitting?
Sure. So typically with a budget, you know, the starting point is sort of dividing it up like 30-30-30 between food, beverage, and decor. And then I usually leave like a 10% buffer because things happen. You want to throw things in the last minute. You don't want to go over budget. So, you know, I start there, and then depending on the event, you know, tweak it. So, for example, for this brunch, there wasn't a ton of decor. You know, the brass pieces are part of a collection I have. I reuse them all the time.
And I love flea markets, as you probably know. But this is these are great vintage glasses that you could find at a flea market. That's a great way to save on the budget. I was a little surprised by your by the 30% for food. I would have thought more on food.
Well, I think it depends. You know, some are heavier on food, lighter on, you know, like a baby shower is not going to have as much alcohol, but then, you know, a cocktail party has, you know, just past hors d'oeuvres and a lot of alcohol. So, you know, just a starting point, depending on what you're serving.
Another thing that you take great inspiration from is Pinterest. Tell me about this board.
I love Pinterest because I think it's such a great way to get lots of visuals, especially when you're planning with a group, because different people interpret different things.
Yeah, so you actually print things out and create a vision board?
I do a lot of times. Otherwise, you just send people a link. It's great to all get on there and kind of share ideas and different things, especially if you're working with, you know, a florist. It's easier to send them a photo than be like, I want these.
I agree.
Less lost in translation. So it's a nice way to keep things consistent.
All right, and then also invitations featured in your book, and I was saying holiday cards can be so expensive. Same with invitations. A lot of people are now doing evites. What's your advice on that?
I mean, the rule in this book is if it's a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, then go paper. And if it's, you know, something that you're probably going to do again, we go evite.
Okay.
Yeah.
The food looks good enough to eat, which we're going to have to do at the break because we're out of time. You won't see. You should see the group surrounding the table. Now, Lauren's book, everybody, is called Celebrate. It's available tomorrow. Thank you for coming to us first here at GMA and being with us. Keep us posted. Maybe a new book coming up on kids. No, there's no announcement there.